Hello all. So, as we speak, Aleppo is falling to the Syrian government. Some bits and pieces may survive, but Aleppo as a strategic asset for the rebels is now fading. This is another humanitarian disaster in a long war filled with humanitarian disasters. We're going to hear a lot over the next week about the evils of Assad, Russia, and Iran, as we should. But if you've been watching this channel, it won't surprise you to hear that I'm much more concerned about the way that the United States, my country, has created this disaster. At the outset of the Syrian conflict, we made promises to the Syrian people that we were never going to keep. We should never have made those promises, and as the decent parts of the Syrian opposition were murdered and exiled, we should have called an end to our support for the rebels. Instead, we did something we rightly call out as evil when Russia does it. We created a frozen conflict. For decades, Russia has used a range of hidden and open methods to create and maintain a series of perpetual wars. These are collectively known as the frozen conflicts. These conflicts are terrible. They flare up horrifyingly now and again, but it's not the level of death and destruction they cause that is the real problem. What they do is quieter than that, but just as damaging. These conflicts become immortal. Economic development and political progress is perpetually in danger of being derailed. These countries and regions get left behind. Russia is weak, so it uses local minorities to keep its neighboring countries weak. It's a vile strategy when anybody uses it. The United States is much more powerful, so the conflicts that we create tend to be much more damaging. Between 1991 and 2003, we maintained a frozen conflict in Iraq, and the suffering was immense. Eventually, it destroyed the entire country. In 2011, we used the Benghazi region of Libya to destroy that country on a much quicker timescale. These policies have never worked for the people in the countries in question, but they've served Washington, D.C.'s lunatic priorities. So, in 2012, when it became clear that our initial strategy in Syria had failed, we opted to use the vast resources of the United States and our allies to set up another frozen conflict in northern Syria. Long after any truly moderate element of the opposition was gone, we and our allies maintained Aleppo as a divided city. We used the constant hemorrhage of death and destruction for propaganda purposes, rather than making any serious effort to stop it. For 4 years, we have been more interested in using Aleppo's suffering than stopping it. We set up a frozen conflict in a very similar but much more damaging way than Russia has in its near abroad. What's happening today in Aleppo is horrible. Assad and his supporters are directly responsible, but we must never forget that my country, the United States, is responsible as well. My hope is that once Aleppo falls, a real ceasefire may finally be possible. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if you'd like to help me make more videos like this one, please click on the Patreon link here to find out how. Thanks.